I kept a straight face while the room leaned sideways, while the ice in your glass made a sound like applause. You said nothing happened with your coat still dripping, and I nodded as if that explained what it was. I can carry a joke without laughing around it. Let the punchline go cold at the edge of my hand. There were nights when the truth wears a perfectly blank expression, and I meet it halfway with a look that says, fine, I understand. The waitress stacked cups by the register, 3 white towers under tired light. A paper crown sat on the counter like somebody left in the middle of being right. You stirred 1 sugar into nothing, watched it disappear without a trace. I read the specials upside down just to give my eyes another place. Outside a bus kept missing the green, stopping hard, then rolling on. You asked if I was disappointed. I said, that word feels overdressed this late. No, I'm not being distant, I'm just leaving room between the words. You keep checking my expression like the answer might be printed there. Maybe I should raise an eyebrow, tilt the whole scene toward relief, but I've spent all evening holding what looks too ordinary to leave. So I stay deadpan when the small things turn enormous, when your quiet little anyway pulls the table out of line. I don't need to make a spectacle of everything that bruises. Some feelings keep the volume low and still take up the night. Let the neon keep on humming like it knows but won't admit it. Let the coffee lose its heat before we reach the final part. I can look completely still while every ordinary object moves a fraction from its place and rearranges where we are. The machine carved out the bill with 1 blank inch after the total. You folded it into a narrow bridge and balanced it across the salt. Someone laughed behind the kitchen door. Neither of us joined in time. You said, we're good though, aren't we? I watched a taxi blur in rain. There was lipstick on the water glass, not yours, not mine, already dry. A tiny proof of former company, sitting calmly in the light. I nearly pointed out the absurdity and liked it better unexplained. The world keeps leaving minor errors and asking us to act unchanged. If I smiled now, would it soften the edges or make the moment easier to misread? If I told you every thought in sequence, would the order make it honest, make it clean? I'm not empty, I'm badly subtitled, half the meaning missed the screen. You can call it calm from where you're sitting. From here, it's everything between. You want a reaction with a shape you recognize, a slam cup, a sharp breath, a line that lands on cue. I've got none of that. I've got the spoon turned face down, your sleeve near mine, and the strange fact that I still came here with you. And that's the trouble with the flat delivery. People think the feeling never showed, but some of us speak in lowered headlights. Some of us take the longer road home. I'll stay deadpan while the night removes its makeup, while the windows trade our faces for diluted blue. I won't decorate the damage just to make it more convincing. What is heavy doesn't hold the room. An impressive view when the chairs go upside down and the floor begins its cleaning. When the waitress takes the crown and drops it in the bin, I will leave without a speech, but not because I felt nothing. I just never learned to wave when something quietly ends. You reached for the folded receipt. I moved the salt so you could take it. The blank inch after the total stayed blank. We stood at the same time, looked almost rehearsed, and neither of us smiled until the door closed behind the other. Yeah, left the hallway lamp on, though nobody was coming back. The lifter out without a sound, its doors reflecting half my face. I held the key beside the button, pressed no floor for several breaths. Somewhere above, a pipe knocked twice, like the building changed its mind. Yeah, a paper cup leaned on the windowsill, rain gathering in the rim. The city wore its tired colors, blue signs trembling in the glass. I had a roof folded in my pocket, creased through every useful street. Still, I followed the dim corridor where the arrows disagreed. No suitcase, no last confession, just a coat that smelled like dust. One receipt from Tuesday evening and a reason losing shape. The word exit glowed above me, but but the doorway led to stairs. I could stay and call it caution, or descend without repair. I'm taking the unclear exit, where the walls keep changing distance, where the map becomes a rumor every time I look away. I don't need a perfect ending or a clean act of resistance, only room enough to move before the room decides to stay. If the signal turns against me, I will cross beneath the warning, with the rain along my collar and the wrong key in my hand. I'm not certain that I'm leaving, but the air already feels different, and sometimes that is all the proof a body understands. You can leave the light behind you, you can let the question breathe. Not every door will recognize you, not every road explains the fee. Keep the silence if it helps you, keep the doubt without its chain. What begins without permission can still carry you away. The lobby clock was running slowly, 3 minutes late and proud of it. I cleaned and dragged a silver bucket through a patch of yellow light. Outside, buses bent the puddle, shops pulled shutters to the ground. A bicycle crossed without looking, the whole block shifted around. I bought nothing at the corner, stood beneath the freezer hum. My phone lit up with no new message, just the hour I had become. And then I walked past my own reflection in the darkened cafe door. For a second it kept standing after I had moved before. What if the route returns me and you return with altered way? What if the line stays blurry? Blurred lines can still become a gate. No brass band, no final answer, no horizon opening wide. Just a small transfer of pressure from the room to the outside. I'm taking the unclear exit while the street lights smear together, while the signs contradict the pavement and the pavement lets me pass. I don't need to call it courage, I just need to move through weather. Need to hear my own steps falling where the old instructions end at last. Let the route remain unfinished, let the margins keep their errors, let the night refuse to promise what the morning might disclose. I'm not waiting to feel ready, I'm just following what gets quieter, till the door behind me closes like it never learned to hold. At the crossing, nobody moved, then one wheel turned. The coat followed, the dark pulled forward. The signal stayed red for half a second longer, and I went anyway. Yeah. 12:03 on the copier glass, sun cut thin through a half-closed blind. Someone filed Monday under later, someone left the kettle on behind. I signed my name in the wrong blue box, crossed it out then kept the line. The clock above the storage door looked accurate but not on time.
Cardboard towers by the freight lift, labels fading at the edge. A paper clip held to receipts, like a promise with no pledge. Lunch arrived in plastic silence, fork untouched beside the screen. Every folder kept its posture, every tab looked overly clean.
Down the hall, the vending machine gave back coins I never spent. I took that as a small refusal, not a sign, just an event.
The folders forgot news, so the light stayed flat across the table.
And every unfinished sentence kept pretending it could wait.
I moved one page from left to right, as if the shift could make it stable, while the hours slipped beneath the cabinets and changed its date.
No alarm, no sudden weather, no dramatic interruption, just the soft mechanical patience of a room that would not choose. If the day can lose its enter without asking for permission, I can leave when task can close and still decide what not to lose.
Check the drawer, check the drawer.
3 dead markers,
1 spare key,
2 names gone,
stapled notes,
creased corners,
tiny systems
carrying on.
I don't call it pressure, I call it weight with office manners. I don't call it panic, just the ceiling getting narrower. The printer blinked, replaced the tray like it knew I reached the limit. I opened it, found nothing wrong, closed it slower than I meant it.
At 1:13, the sunlight moved and caught the dust above the files. For half a second, every speck looked busy, crossing several miles. I thought about the cafe downstairs, the table near the window frame. Now nobody there would ask me why the numbers changed the name. Then the phone rang once and stopped, no message followed, no demand. The silence after felt specific, like a
Stamp without a hand. The folders forgot noon and I forgot which version needed saving. So I kept the one with margins full of arrows and mistakes. There was something almost honest in the way the room kept waiting. Not for closure, not for order, just for one small thing to break. I could hear the city moving through the vent above the ceiling. Trucks reversing, distant voices, metal shutters rolling loose. Maybe time is only useful when it leaves a little feeling. When an ordinary hour misfiles itself and changes use. No speech, no scene, no clean exit on the screen.
Just my chair pushed back an inch,
Just the badge turned upside down,
just the folder marked urgent.
left unopened on the ground.
I took the stairs instead of waiting. Every landing smelled the same.
Floor by floor, the air got warmer.
Floor by floor,
I drop the name. By the lobby, afternoon and already crossed the glass, late and pale. With no apology for missing where it started. I stepped outside, told nothing that the pen I meant to pass. While upstairs, all the folders kept the noon they had discarded. A delivery bike cut through the light. The door slid shut behind my coat. I looked at the pen, then kept it. The clock inside turned 12 again. For nobody.
yeah. You came through the speakers beneath somebody else's weather. Half a sentence in the static, half a melody off key. I was driving past the river where the bridges cross together, watching red lights double softly on the glass in front of me. Every station bled into another as the city lost its edges. Your voice hiding in the traffic like a name I almost knew. For a mile the road and memory occupied the same direction, and I couldn't tell which version of the night was pulling through. The dashboard clock ran 7 minutes fast. The tunnel walls repeated every lamp. A taxi slid beside me, then behind me, its passenger asleep against the glass. At the next light, two reflections met. My hands on the wheel, your face from an old photograph, floating over a pharmacy sign. I turned this volume lower, but the distance stayed the same. Some things do not disappear, they only borrow a quieter place. I heard you where you were. Two lines crossed without a turn. We overlap when nobody can see it. In the seconds after speaking, in the pause before goodbye. Not enough to call it fading, not so little I can leave it. Just a second image trembling where the first one should be dry. If I reach the shape divide, if I wait it grows more vivid, like a skyline double faintly in a window passing through. I keep moving in one direction while another keeps repeating, and the road becomes a place where I am almost next to you. Blue brushes folded over the windows, foam erased the street outside. For 90 seconds the whole car forgot which way the world was moving. Coins rattled in the console, a paper receipt clung to my shoe. The radio found a clean frequency, then lost it. When I breathed, I watched water drag the city downward. Every sign becoming several signs. Your last message rose in my head with words I had added later. Not what you wrote, not what I answered, the version between them, the one that keeps surviving. I know the difference between missing someone and missing the arrangement around them. The cup by the sink, the second coat hook, the way a room sounds when another person has not left yet. I know memory edits for rhythm, cuts the dull parts, moves one line earlier, makes the silence look intentional. Still, when your voice passed through the radio, I let the mistake continue. One song leaned into another, neither willing to disappear. The drums kept separate distances, the chords met somewhere unclear. I drove beneath the interchange, roads stacked over roads in air. For one brief stretch, every direction looked like it could take me there. You were never on this station, you were never in this car. Still the signal held your outline, still it carried me this far. We overlap where the morning enters buildings before people, where the windows catch your skies and hold them both without a sound. I no longer call it promise, I no longer call it simple, but I feel the second current every time the first slows down. Let the frequencies keep drifting, let the voices trade their places. I don't need to separate the false from everything that's true. There are nights when what is ended leaves a duplicate emotion, and I drive until the distance learns to carry only one of you. At the edge of the city, the station cleared. One voice remained, not yours, not mine. Just a woman reading tomorrow's weather behind her. Very faintly, the old melody tried once more and missed the road. Yeah. At 4:17, the building initiated its routine shutdown, and all occupants were advised to. I pulled the red lever under the plastic cover. Not for danger, not for drama, just to interrupt the plan. For 11 bright seconds, every locked door reconsidered, and the system lost its language long enough to let me stand. This action is not recommended unless the room has made a rule from every temporary feeling. Unless the air has learned to circle but forgotten how to leave. I needed one brief override, a small refusal without meaning. Just a gap inside the mechanism where I didn't have to agree. The monitors kept their patient colors, green for normal, amber for delay. A paper cup beside the keyboard held 3 pens, and yesterday someone taped a note above the panel. Please do not alter manual time. The word manual had been underlined by a hand much steadier than mine. I watched the second counter hesitate, then skip from 9 to 12. Nothing broke, the ceiling stayed abuzz. The building simply missed itself. To clarify, no permanent change occurred, the interruption lasted long enough to hear the silence underneath the ventilation. Long enough to feel my shoulders drop before they knew they could. Long enough for every warning light to look like decoration. Not a verdict, not an order, just a color misunderstood. Give me one brief override when the pattern gets too certain. When the sequence closes early and decides what I should choose. I don't need to burn the system or pull down the final curtain. Only loosen one instruction till it forgets what it can't lose. Normal operation will resume. Normal operation will. Let it resume without pretending nothing shifted in the pause. I will carry that small error like a key without a door. Proof that even perfect circuits leave a fraction without cause. And a fraction can be enough to make the room feel less secure. The emergency strip along the floor glowed pale beneath my shoes. A cart of folded uniforms block half the route I meant to use. From behind the laundry door, a radio played a weather report. Clear skies through the weekend, no advisory, nothing worth recording. A 4/20/21, standard operation was restored. No damage was found. No event was officially recorded. A pause. The occupant. A sharper click cuts the channel. The exit sign stays lit. Nobody completes the report. Yeah. my phone lit up.
Still good for tomorrow. I heard the wrong morning turning in the road.
The recycling truck arrived at 6, though it never comes before tomorrow. Blue crates knocked along the curb in a rhythm borrowed from another day. My phone still said Wednesday. The kettle clicked like it disagreed. Across the courtyard someone practiced the same 4 notes they say for Thursdays. I stood there with one sleeve half buttoned, watching steam erase the window frame. Nothing to move far enough to matter, but the room had changed its name. At the bakery, the weekend loaf was already cooling by the register. The cashier wore her Thursday badge and didn't notice when I stared. A delivery man signed the wrong column. A florist unpacked pale chrysanthemums. On the bus, the route display flickered between 2 stops that never touch. I carried the list written for tomorrow, so battery something green. Every item felt slightly premature, like an answer entering before the scene.
Thursday came early, without bringing anything useful. Just the low, unsettled feeling of a chair moved in the dark. All the clocks remained convincing. All the streets looked almost normal, but the hours leaned together till I couldn't find the mark.
I kept waiting for the day to correct this quiet error, for the late to step backward and return what it had borrowed. Instead, every ordinary sound arrived 1 room ahead of me, and I followed through the morning like a note addressed to tomorrow.
You said we talk on Thursday. You said the week would make it clear, but days don't keep their distance. They arrive before they're here.
Yeah, at noon I reached a little cafe where we had chosen not to meet yet. The corner table held 2 glasses, one sweating into a paper ring. I sat down only for a minute. The server brought the usual by mistake. I almost said someone else is coming, then let the empty chair remain.
Your message stayed beneath my thumb.
Thursday works around 4.
No cancellation, no new sentence.
Nothing asking to be more.
Outside, a child dragged a yellow umbrella through sunlight without rain.
I laughed once at the uselessness of it, then understood the shape.
Maybe I arrived too soon. Maybe the day arrived around you.
Maybe waiting changed the room.
Maybe the room was never soundproof.
Together, slightly apart.
Some promises do not break cleanly.
They spread across the week,
appearing in the wrong hour,
with a voice too faint to keep.
Thursday came early,
and I let it take the seat beside me.
Let it cool the untouched glass and fold the sunlight on the floor.
I no longer needed time to make the moment less untidy.
It had already crossed the distance we were saving it for.
If tomorrow comes again, I won't demand a better version.
Won't compare the way it enters with the day that came before.
There are weeks that lose their order
when one thought becomes too heavy, and the calendar keeps turning while the heart miscounts by 4. At 4, my phone lit up.
Still good for tomorrow.
I turned the screen face down,
finished a drink that wasn't mine,
and left the receipt under the wrong glass.
Outside, the recycling crates were already gone. You wrote my name, 1 letter missing, and somehow it looked easier to keep. The cafe printer stuttered at the counter, gave us 2 receipts for a table we never chose. Your order came out under someone else's surname. Mine said stay where it should have said to go. You laughed once, folded the paper smaller, slipped it beneath the sugar jar. Nothing serious, nothing symbolic, just a tiny error traveling too far. The chalkboard listed soup as soon. The window sign read closed from inside. A delivery label crossed 2 streets, and a box of blue cups arrived next door. I watched you correct the date on your phone, then leave the wrong month in the message. You said you know what I meant, which was true enough to make it worse. Outside, a bus casual misprint, one small word leaning out of position, something nobody would notice unless they already knew the line. I kept reading past the damage, let the sentence keep its rhythm, while the meaning changed its jacket and pretended it was fine. Hey, hey, there was no need for red ink, no official correction in the margin, just your voice going softer when it reached the part about us. Maybe every quiet ending starts as language losing balance, one harmless looking letter where the future should have been. Don't fix it yet, let the wrong words stay warm. Sometimes what slips through is closer than what was planned. At 4, the copy shop was empty, except for a woman trimming wedding cards. Silver paper fell in narrow strips, bright as weather nobody had ordered. I printed the page you sent me, watched the machine repeat the floor. On every copy your final sentence lost the same small piece. The clerk asked if I wanted a refund. I said the page was meant to look like that. She nodded without believing me, then stacked the copies face down. I could replace the missing letter or leave the space where it went. I could ask which word you intended, but the answer may be less exact. We were never ruined by the headline, never broken by a scene. We just shifted in the fine print where the eye moves too quickly. Call it a casual misprint, the kind that passes through inspection, the kind that reaches every copy before anyone checks the plate. I can live with one wrong letter, but not the way it changed direction, not the way your careful sentence learned to sound like leaving late. So I won't circle what is missing, won't pretend the page is harmless, won't demand the older wording or restore the cleaner draft. I'll keep one flawed copy 40 with the receipt beneath the sugar, where your name is almost right and mine is printed after last. The next morning, the cafe replaced the printer. New paper, sharper ink, every order spelled correctly. The sugar jar was empty. Under it, our receipt had left the pale square on the table. Don't look at the lens. Too late. The red light caught me turning, one hand still inside my coat. Your name half formed behind my teeth, the scene already off its mark. A chair scraped somewhere out of frame. Someone whispered, keep going. So I did, with the wrong expression, under a ceiling painted to resemble evening. The fruit bowl held 3 plastic lemons. The window opened on the painted rain. A clock above the kitchen doorway had no hands but ticked the same. You stood where tape marked your position, wearing shoes you would never choose. I crossed the room on someone's timing, missed my line and told the truth. It wasn't written in the pages, nobody called for that kind of sound. The crew went still behind the shadows, even the boom forgot to move. A coffee stain beyond the border, your sleeve caught briefly on a nail. The makeup mirror losing power, moth circling the exit rail. You laughed before the cue arrived, small and real and badly placed. I kept that second in my body while they reset every face. They changed the lamp from blue to amber, moved the table half a foot. Someone fixed the plastic weather, nobody repaired the look. Keep me in the attic where the room forgets its purpose, where your laughter breaks the framing and my answer lands too soon. I don't want the polished version with its clean and careful surface. Leave the breath before the sentence, leave the shadow near the boom. Keep the moment that goes nowhere but still alters what surrounds it, when the actors lose the story and the silence turns alive. What was never meant for keeping may be all that stays unedited. One imperfect piece of motion, proving something did arrive. 2, I shift left. Frame 419, somebody entered late. Frame 4226, the set wall trembles when a truck goes past the gate. Mute the chair, crop the doorway, lower every breath between. Remove the pause after I knew it, make the ending less obscene. But there I am beneath the edits, still reacting after cut, watching you become yourself the second all the acting stops. On the monitor, our mouse kept moving, no dialogue, only light. You reached toward me, then the footage jumped 3 frames and changed the night. I watched us fail in perfect silence, grain running softly through our skin. The missing sound made room for something no finished scene could safely fit. Leave me in the outtake when the set begins dismantling, when the walls reveal their braces and the moon is switched off white. Let the marks remain beneath us, let the false rain stop mid-falling. I would rather keep the fracture than perform the ending right. If tomorrow cuts around us, if the credits never name it, if this never reaches anyone beyond the darkened room, I will know the ruined version held a pulse the take could not contain. And your breath beside my shoulder made the fiction briefly true. The crew unplugs the weather, the apartment loses power. Someone carries out the window from the empty soundstage. A pause longer than the scene. Then the red light still recording goes dark without a cut.